top of the morning, top of the morning, top of the morning, top of the morning, top of the morning.
He was coming out hot for that one.
Let's get this shit. Let's get this shit. Let's get.
That is that is us.
Yeah, man. Episode 99. We are in here.
99.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
99 2000.
Shout out to Waddy in the building.
Waddy J.
You'll be hearing. We got to get him. Well, we can't get him mic. He's only got 4.
That's out of the budget.
Sorry,
Yeah.
not in the budget.
So if you got something to say with purpose,
You can share with Sean.
You need to like lean over his
I'm gonna set up 2 solo cups in the street for him. To the mic. Got you right.
Can you daisy chain the mic? Oh man,
got the splitter.
That's how you know we cheap. 99 episodes in, we can't get another one.
Oh shit, man.
Tripping.
Yeah, man.
We here, man. One more episode to 100.
One more, and I think if all goes according to plan, on episode 100, we'll have an announcement to make for everybody.
We gonna do something special? I don't know. We don't know yet. We'll talk about it.
We talked about it last.
Well, I mean, I know that, but I'm saying
okay.
as far as
I wanna
the actual episode itself.
Yeah, but yeah, we're here, and off the rip, in order to earn $100 million. Your birth month plus your birth date.
We
have to record a #1 hit.
We're going straight there.
Will you make it? DJcity posted this, and they listed a bunch of names in the months and a bunch of names in 31 days. Let's start with you, Rel.
Let's not
You
start
got
with
a
me.
hit?
I got the no.
Oh, who you got? Okay,
First of all,
Bad Baby.
whoever made this fucking list should be shot.
Well,
and disrespecting to the month of March.
Look, man, I think you'll be all right.
Yeah.
Listen,
Baby.
Listen, Billie Eilish.
You got Billie Eilish.
That's my only hope.
if
Bad Barbie does the hook, we Gucci. But if she has any more to do with any rest of the song,
Yeah,
we
you're
in
the
trouble.
executive producer.
Yeah, no, Bad Baby,
Of the
she has to be
whites.
featured because in order for you to get close to 100 million, you need Billie
So
Eilish.
that's what I'm saying. So it's just like she just got put her on the hook, maybe a couple of ad libs, and then just let Billy just do the whole track.
I mean,
Yeah.
Billy alone will
Should be, you'll be all right.
be fine, man. You'll be rich. It's okay.
Thank you.
No, well,
thank you for.
Are you getting a cut of Bad Baby's OnlyFans posts and when the song goes out? Because she's on OnlyFans now.
Barbie, right?
Baby.
No, Baby.
Oh,
Yeah, the Italian chick from
yeah. Catch Me
Dr. Phil.
Outside chick,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, she's raking in a lot of
She's
money.
evolved.
On OnlyFans. Yeah.
Has she?
And she's still got a crazy following.
I know she does. What the fuck? I mean, that's not going to sell records.
Yeah, it does.
It streams.
It streams, yeah.
Let's listen to this
Look,
terrible
somebody
shit.
likes her.
It's going to get to a certain it's going to reach this plateau, and then it's going to be like, all right, we good. She's sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're going to hit 100 million on it though.
Sean, how you got
Hey,
April?
M and ASAP. That's a song that's already out.
ASAP Rocky.
Yeah, it's.
How's that do?
I'm pretty sure it went #1 somewhere.
No, it doesn't matter.
When's the last time an Eminem track went #1 though?
Somewhere
Let's
in
be
Denmark.
100.
Or something.
No.
We have one
So
somewhere.
I'm gonna jump in with you because I'm obviously Eminem in April, and
Yeah.
then my feature will be, I guess, Kid Cudi.
Mm-hmm.
I think anytime Eminem drops, it's gonna be a top 5. With Rocky, I think it's capable of hitting #1. With Kid Cudi,
Depends
I
on
think
what
it's
kind of
capable of
record.
hitting #1. But even when he puts out that poppy guitar, electric guitar driven white girl on the hook song,
yeah. Those are the smashes.
that's
true.
what I'm saying. Like,
But not now.
Yeah. When's the last time he put something
Yeah.
out like that?
Yeah. I don't
Again, when's the last time Eminem put a #1 track
It's
out?
been a minute.
Yeah, I don't follow him like that, so I wouldn't know. But I'm just saying it has potential because you put Eminem on
Absolutely,
a song.
I agree.
Mickey, who you got?
Mickey probably got the best one.
Because we're being competitive, I would say it's got to go #1 within our group. I got Tyler, the Creator, and Megan Thee Stallion. Oh, you haters! That's the one that makes the most sense.
Now that we said all of ours, mine's is going #1. Like what the fuck?
Hey,
No,
I'm
look,
not-
Billie
look.
Eilish, man.
For
Yeah.
cool points, yeah, yours
That
is
shit would be
the
hard. That
best.
shit would be hard. Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know if you're beating Eminem and Rocky, Eminem and Cudi, and these two white girls. Rel's white girls.
white girls.
Rel's angels.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. You already know what it is. Fuck with me.
It's the whites with the white teeth.
Yeah. I'm out here marketing these hoes.
Twitter whites.
Yeah. I don't know, man. That's a tough one.
Cocaine.
Rel flipped it.
If I get to produce the record, it's definitely going #1. Fuck that.
Right.
I'm not letting him come out on one of them records. We coming out with something hard.
How many #1 records you got?
Hey,
talk to him.
They in the tuck. You feel me?
They come.
Shit, they call it hits only for nothing. You feel me?
They're marinating overnight.
Gotta manifest that shit, man.
20 hours.
Yeah. Before we move on, I wanted to get this out early before our listeners stop listening later on the pod.
God damn it. 5 minutes in.
The threshold is the 520 mark.
520 mark, they tune out.
They might have just skipped to 5
What kind of
minutes.
statistics you got?
DJ City's been feeding me the stats. No, I got a house mix on Rinse and Repeat Radio. Shout out to Kazes. We just had him on a few weeks ago.
Yeah, we did.
And yeah, it's an all house mix. He's got a really dope mix show on Mixcloud once a week. It's a different DJ. He drops 30-minute set. Cursing is allowed. So yeah,
Cursing is allowed.
I'm pretty. I had a fun time putting together this mix. So you guys get a chance, go to Kaz's Mixcloud, Rinse and Repeat Radio.
When is it released? Or it's already out?
It's out today. Today's Wednesday, so it's already out by the time people listen to it.
Sorry, guys, like being on YouTube and get hit with an ad 30 seconds to the video.
Yeah. Moving on.
Moving on.
All right, so Facebook and IG was down. Who panicked?
Not me. That shit was fucking hilarious.
It was
Because I'm not on Facebook anymore. I haven't been on Facebook for the last 2 years. But IG going down. And I believe Mickey is too. We're heavier on Twitter than any other platform.
I'm heavier everywhere.
Well,
Okay.
I
hit it.
I got you. Gotta choose my words better when I'm talking to Mike.
Oh, turn the thing on. Did you turn it? Oh, it's on. Okay.
Starting off the backboard, it's okay.
So you open up Twitter, like if out of all the out of all the platforms, Twitter is the first one I open up before anything, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck's everybody going? Oh my god, IG's down, like panicking. It was like, oh shit,
Chaos.
Like,
Panic at the disco.
Everybody ready.
Like it was like,
It was like World War Z out there.
I was like, what the fuck is going on? I said, IG's not working, and then I get a text from my sister.
Oh my goodness.
Hey guys, just want to let y'all know IG and Facebook is not working. Thanks.
Good.
Like, good morning to you too.
Right.
Shit, like, what the fuck?
Why would she text
It was pressing news.
Exactly.
It was pressing
I was
news for the
like,
fam.
yo.
We had to know.
this just in?
Yeah,
I was more upset about that than I was about IG being
Right.
down.
Thanks. We
Big
know.
sis going big sis.
Oh man.
My
But-
boy, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I mean, you run a business, so like,
Oh God, that was a huge lesson learned. I'll get into the serious part later. But the funniest thing was, shout out to Gio from Burgers 99, my old roommate. He tweeted, he goes, people only come to Twitter when there's an earthquake and Instagram is down.
Exactly.
When there's mayhem. Basically.
And somebody commented like, oh, okay, cool. I was just making sure that Instagram was down.
oh, I got a funny thing about that is, so my wife doesn't ever use Twitter, right?
Sure.
And she obviously, because IG, just like everybody else did, decided, oh, I'm gonna get on Twitter. Her ass wasn't even following me. Boy, I was in her ass all morning. Oh, man. Yeah.
He's like, what you mean?
You gonna follow me?
You don't see my
word?
tweets?
I was like,
You gonna
what?
follow this.
She was like, you probably ain't here talking shit about me. I said, oh, now I am. Shit. I was like, what the fuck?
To all my new followers,
I was just like, shit.
So
you
Drake-
wasn't with me shooting in the gym.
I was like, ain't this a bitch? She was like, damn, I don't even be on Twitter like that. I don't give a fuck.
So Drake
Clearly.
Sinatra was shooting at her when he was like, to all you motherfuckers that are just jumping on, we been here.
Yeah, we been here, man.
Since
I said-
09.
And then because
Yeah.
Waddy had asked her, he was like, J Rose, how long you been on Twitter? Or when did you sign up to Twitter? You can go and see.
Yeah.
And she was like, 2011. I said, pfft.
Oh my God.
I was like, come on, man. I was been on this bitch since 09. What we talking about,
yeah.
man? I said, that's
old.
sad now that I thought about it.
Exactly. I'm like, we old.
I was like, God damn.
I had to make sure.
But Twitter is the best.
Make you over here checking and following.
Do I follow you? No. I have notifications set for you, motherfuckers.
He likes all my shit when I be tweeting.
Trying to support my man. You know?
Shout out to all the hoes in here singing bad to fucking my type. I was like, what the fuck is happening?
Like,
On Twitter.
the way I found out was my girl texted me because she's like, she's not tech savvy. That's no diss to her. But she's like, I'm not getting to my DMs. I can't respond. I can't log in. She's got motherfuckers with blue check marks in her DM. So she's concerned that she got hacked. And I'm thinking like, oh shit. I'm like, well, you got to figure that out.
Let's get this money, girl.
and then I go to my IG and I'm just like, I don't know if I'm just stuck on like autopilot, but like I was just like, oh yeah, it's just not refreshing. All good. Like, and I keep trying. Yeah. For like a while.
Did you restart your phone?
No, I didn't get that crazy.
Now you know what's crazy. This happened to me a few times. I know Instagram's down, and I'll still go back and open it like just out of habit. I'm like, no, come on, man. I know it's down. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Yep.
Like I don't even want to be on here,
That's
but
how
just out of
addicted-
habit, I'm going on
That's
here.
how addicted we all
So
are.
Yeah, for real.
So we said Instagram needs to unplug it and put it back in 30 seconds later.
No, the memes were great.
These were amazing.
Yeah.
So
It's
it's
always
hard to
fun.
visualize everything.
It
but-
was killing it.
And what do you lose? $7 billion on that in that moment? Zuckerberg, Mark Zuckerberg.
I'm sure he lost a lot of money. I mean, because there's tons of paid
between
advertisement and like,
Yeah.
all that stuff. Like, it's got to be a
It was-
crazy amount.
It was down for what? 8 hours? Not even, right?
6 hours.
Yeah.
It felt like an eternity.
Niggas was losing their shit, bro.
I mean, for us, like, yeah, like on the personal brand level, that's my largest following. I have a decent following on Twitter. That like I do get responses here and there if I
Yeah.
say something kind of
witty.
a hot take or witty.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then when I showed up to the store, everybody's kind of like, your staff's kind of like looking at you like, what do we do? I'm just like,
I don't know what to do with my hands.
I don't know. So we were just sitting there and I'm just like, I was like, all right, well, I was like, somebody said, does Mac Park even have a Twitter? I was like, we do. And I think we have like a couple thousand followers on there.
Oh shit.
But they're like loyal. And I'm just like, oh, I forgot we even have that many people following us. And so I just went on there like, hey guys, it's been a while. And like you get like 20 people liking it. You're just like, oh, we got some people in here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, should we post some steals? 40 likes. And I'm like, oh. I was like, all right, we should try this. And then Instagram came back. But before we could like stay active on it.
It's
But
like the side bitch. You just like, all right, sorry, bitch, my main bitch
my
is
bad.
back.
She back. Hey, get out the house.
She back. Get out.
But no, it was a huge lesson learned for us. I mean, we can't be so codependent of one platform. When we look at our statistics, it's kind of nutty, but like with no paid advertisements, we still get 92% of our traffic through Instagram.
Yeah.
So we see that on our statistics on our website. So it's kind of like, damn, like we need to shift. And so immediately last night we had our managers meeting and we already adjusted an entire different strategy
Oh, dope.
moving forward to help kind of adjust the attention so that if something were to go down, then, we would be prepared. And it's funny because the strategy that I proposed, maybe this helps somebody out there, but like is really just, how like you could post on, I know none of us really post on TikTok, but if you post on TikTok, you can download it, you could repost on your stories directly from TikTok, and you could also download it and throw it onto Reels on Instagram. Like it's a perfect segue. So our strategy is going to be to post on TikTok first, then share on stories, then post on Reels if it's worth posting on Reels. And the reason I bring that up is because that I find it funny is because everybody's talking about how Twitter reigns supreme against everybody. I get it because like I love Twitter. It's like real good content.
Yeah.
Be careful.
You gotta be careful.
Yeah, you gotta be careful.
Yeah. Somebody say like you can get porn, stock tips,
Yo, bro.
fucking politics,
man.
One-stop shop.
one-stop shop. Everything is allowed, and so it's great. But nobody's talking about how TikTok's just surpassed 1 billion active users, and just sitting there with like, we're still here, like
Hello?
evil grin, like
Yeah.
we're not touched,
Yeah.
and they're still running. I mean, well, they're the guys that probably hacked.
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard that rumor.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, that just made me think like, what's the plan of action if we don't have Instagram? Part of me kind of wanted to flex and be like, well, I got my relationship, so to get booked, so but yeah, it's like, what's the course? Like, what are you gonna do? Where are you gonna post? How are you gonna post if you don't have Instagram? Because we all claim that we hate Instagram and its algorithms, but we know that posting the flyers gets bookings and this gets bookings and this helps us connect with people. I hardly use Instagram in a sense of post it on the feed because it's just whatever's going on from my shows. It's not a continuous post. And then we post the Mickey D stuff, and I post it in the stories and the mixes. And then maybe I'll post a praying mantis or some shit in my house. But it's nothing like I don't use it like this is my lifestyle. That's another thing. I was on Twitter before the crash. Here we go. I was on Twitter before the crash, and I'm looking at it, and of course, out of boredom or just stepping away from music, whatever, I'm on it. And I'm just like, I don't need to know this much about these people. Like, I don't need to know every moment, every emotional moment you're going through, every little thing you're going through. I think if anyone says, oh, this is inspiring me, they're just trying to get cozy up next to you. I don't think they really care, like, in regards of it inspiring them. And this is an asshole take, but I just think they're just trying to get a little closer to you and what you got going on. But I'm scrolling like, I don't need to know this much about these people. Why do I continue to scroll up and look at this shit? Then I put it away. But TikTok, that has to be like the next thing.
Yeah.
I know it's the now thing. No, but I'm talking about in regards to DJing, like Precise is killing it. Yeah, there's a few guys that have.
I was gonna ask. I mean, I'm not on TikTok at all, and I was like, are there DJs like really utilizing it to the fullest potential, like and really making a difference? I mean, for themselves.
I think a very small amount, like very small percentage.
It's like Twitch. When you think of like the success rate, like there's only a couple, but I mean, I also don't know how that converts. Right?
Yeah,
like, I still feel like there's tons of guys on Instagram with many followers compared to what people have on TikTok. But, you know, I don't know. It's hard to gauge because, like, it almost feels like every million followers you get on TikTok is worth 10,000 Instagram followers or something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe 100,000. But it's just like, it's just not valued the same. But I think it's because you have a much younger demographic
on TikTok. Right?
Yeah, that's not like pulling up to the club. They're just there to remember old songs or get put onto new shit, and it's so fast. Like,
but the thing that I think can help with buyers, bookers, is all they care about are numbers. So if you start to build up your TikTok and you have the argument, I've got this many thousands of followers on TikTok and my videos are doing back. All they need are some numbers to sell and promote because they already know you're a good DJ.
Yeah.
I'm speaking in general for everybody. You know, the bookers probably know you're good enough. They just need a selling point.
Keyword enough.
Yeah. Or, you know, maybe it's your boy and he's a booker and he's trying to sell something to the guy handling the money, you know, the boss. Like, look, this is what he's got on TikTok. Like, this is what he's doing. He's killing it. All right, book him. Like, yes. Yeah. So...
Listen, yeah, I suggest y'all watch the 60 Minutes thing with this chick. I think her name's like Frances Hugh or something, and she's the Facebook whistleblower. So
I saw like 10 minutes of it.
She like stole these documents from the company to like out them and all the information that they're withholding from the public and the traders. So it's with the SEC, and that's how they're trying to go after them.
That was the episode that came on the night before, right?
Right.
That's what they were talking about. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Very interesting stuff. Yeah.
Interesting.
Facebook, Instagram.
Government trying to get us, man. What else is
get hit with some regulations?
Still gonna fuck us. Anyway, think of new platforms.
Yeah.
Spread yourself a little wider and don't
just be on Twitter. You ain't got nothing to worry about if you on Twitter.
Twitter's popping.
Twitter and start to build up your TikTok.
But bookers are really going on Twitter.
Yeah.
Shit, they will. When IG goes down.
No, you know what bookers are on Twitter? The DJ bookers.
Yeah, true.
Those are the ones on Twitter, and those are the ones that it seems like they might book you more on your personality on Twitter than your skills because you're so famous, quote unquote famous on Twitter for your opinions. You know, then they can we had DJ so and so, the guy always talking shit on Twitter. You know, whatever. But
Joe's good for some Dodger tweets.
Yeah.
It's for playoffs, so
I feel like if you're not talking shit on Twitter, why are you on Twitter? Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
you're right.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, you're right.
Like, why are you on here? Like, what's the point? You know what I mean?
And I'd actually rather read that than you telling me about your life.
Or some inspirational quote or some shit like, I don't want to hear about this
We
shit.
could cut this clip out, but just say it. Do you think there's any tweets? I know for a fact I have this problem, but there might be some tweets back in the day.
Oh, nigga.
That right there.
Nigga, yo, speaking of that, because going back to what I was saying earlier, when my wife came on and she was like looking at her old tweets and she was like, oh my God, she found an app. She was like, how can you bulk delete? So she went and deleted every fucking thing she said back in the day. So it made me, I was like, let me scroll back. And I went back and I was looking at all
never
the
date a
tweets.
black guy.
I was like, nah, shit, I wish she would. We would have had a whole fucking conversation. We would have had a whole motherfucking conversation. I was like, wait a minute, bitch. Oh, man. But yeah, I went back and I was looking at my old tweets and I was like, Jesus, man. I was like, shit.
Let them fly.
Hilarious. I was like, nah, fuck that. Leave that shit there. I want people to dig up my old tweets.
Yeah,
I can't believe you felt.
I
can't believe you felt.
It
this
was
way
a
in
different
2011.
time. You know how many people have been canceled for their shit?
Hey, listen. That means you're doing something right.
Oh my God.
We gotta understand people evolve.
I'm so glad.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. VTech had a funny tweet long time ago. She said, why do people say I got a special announcement? Just make the announcement when it's ready. Because that's something that comes, oh, I got a big thing coming up. You know, it's like, all right.
Hey, Larry
cool.
strikes again.
What you want me to do? Like,
Shit, we
keep
just did it when we started the show.
Right.
How can I defend us?
Just accept it.
I gotta
Just accept it. Yeah,
roll with that? All right.
Take it to the chops.
All right.
There's a reason why this.
Well, I'm gonna defend it. On Twitter, when we scroll, I don't necessarily want to see everybody's thoughts and opinions, right? I'm just there because whatever. But when you listen to a podcast, you're there for their thoughts. You are here for all of that. So you're gonna get that.
These people don't give a damn. They just want to laugh.
What a joke.
Well, you know, there's more jokes coming.
Yeah.
You're right.
Oh man. Yeah, bro.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Moving on to a little bit more serious stuff. Aoki, I guess, just released a book, and
Is that what that interview was about?
I think it was to help promote the book.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Part of that, yeah.
And we only saw, I only saw a couple clips. Phenom put a couple in them. One was about the one clip of him breaking down. Like, it's kind of crazy to see that because to me, he's a machine. He's a robot, and he just, just goes out there and throws cakes. And
When's the last time he threw one though?
he still does.
He still does?
It's on the
show.
writer every show. He's got multiple cakes, and he's like,
I thought
they gotta be light because he launches those motherfuckers.
I thought he stopped doing that a while ago.
Nah,
I mean, I guess because
that's
I haven't
his bread
seen
and butter.
footage.
No
I haven't
point.
seen footage of him doing it recently, so I'm just like, oh, he just took that out of the bag. Like, all right, I'm done throwing cakes at motherfuckers.
Really well composed cakes. They just hold it together.
Damn, he's still throwing cakes at motherfuckers.
Yeah, and the venue's
Right.
got to go get the cakes.
Yeah.
They
show
got to get a
sport.
specific measurement, size.
Big
I don't know
thing.
if a flavor matters, but
I fucks with it, man.
He's like, my form is best on a 12x16.
You ever think he throws an ice cream cake at somebody? Can you imagine getting
Oh,
ice
wow.
cream thrown on
no.
you?
You all sticky and shit.
That just reminded me of a party rock moment. It was Nate's birthday,
man.
and Coco, and they were saying happy birthday, Nate. Marquis brought out a cake, and it was like a fake cake. And Coco took his head and tried smashing it in the
Oh
cake.
shit!
And he's just smashing in the styrofoam. And Nate's like, hey, it's styrofoam.
Oh, he did it.
He kept going over and over, but Nate's fighting him like, yo, leave me alone.
Oh shit! Oh
right.
man!
Back to Aoki. Yeah, so, and the reason why he broke down, if you guys saw the interview, he just started breaking down, crying out of nowhere. And even before that, he's like, I didn't know this was going to be a therapy session. But he said, basically he's saying, give everything 100%. Like, have one of those moments, give it your all, enjoy the moment. And I guess someone really close to him passed away a year ago, someone that worked for him. And within this guy working for him, it was like mostly work. It seems like all this to me is just, it seems like they didn't have they could have had a stronger connection, but they were always thinking about work because this dude gets booked every weekend, it seems like. So there's always something to be done. And then I started, listening to more of the interview. He said he's done the most shows he's done in a month is 32 shows, and over 300 shows in a year. And I think this was early Aoki. And it made me think, is this dude Well, he clearly expressed that he's more or less, my words, addicted to the rush of the crowd and the moment. And like, that's what makes him go. That's what gets, and he does all this sober. He stopped drinking after AM passed away. And that was like a reality check for him.
You say stop drinking?
He stopped drinking when AM passed away, like 2011, I think.
He's drinking now.
No, I'm sorry. He stopped drinking. No. Let me redo all that. He stopped drinking during shows around 2011. The AM situation was a reality check, but he still has a casual drink, like when he wants to enjoy the beverage and yada yada. But he said he only did drugs once, like when he was 13 or 14. It was like an acid trip. So he's essentially doing his shows sober.
Sure.
But yeah, it made me think like, and then it gets into he's making sacrifices of spending time with family, like not spending time with family and not having a family. And he's saying, if I have a girlfriend or a partner, she's got to understand this is a unique, special situation. She's got to roll with whatever I'm doing, and that's just how it's gonna have to be.
Is he in a relationship? You guys know?
He was in a long-term relationship, but it sounded like he's single right now.
Yeah, sounds
the
like
way he was talking about a hypothetical partner versus like
an actual
partner that he's had for a long time.
Yeah. And let me just get to my point. It just makes me think, like, why do so many shows if you feel like you're missing out on? Like, you got all. I know it's clearly not about money, but he has all the money he needs. At this point, it's like there's got to be something else because he sounds like he's missing something. Like, sounds like he's missing a little bit more of happiness because the shows make him happy, he says. But it sounds like he's missing something at the sacrifice of doing all these shows and throwing cakes and traveling around and music and yada, yada.
I don't know, maybe because he's just been doing it for such a long period of time that that's the norm for him. And then trying to find that balance to either have a relationship or spending more time with family and stuff like that is probably the struggle for him. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I agree. Like, I wouldn't want to lose that time with my family or whatnot to do shows, as much as shows are pleasing and fulfilling for, us as DJs.
You get that rush.
Like that. Exactly.
Like, it satisfies a rush.
1,000%. But you know what I mean? At the end of the day, you got to ask yourself, is it worth it? You know what I mean? To give up that time with loved ones and shit like that. But I mean, we're just speaking hypothetically, like if that is even the issue for him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I can't even imagine. I don't even know.
I mean, I think everybody's version of success is different, right? Like, we all value things differently, and we value them at different times of our lives. And I could be mistaken here, but in one of those clips, he also mentioned something along the lines of like having a dad but not having a dad, because his father was so successful. And
what's the chain?
Benihana. And maybe not being as involved with him, and of course that comes with the stigma that he was funded by Benihana, like that collection. And so I don't know, maybe I'm talking out of line there, but like maybe he saw that, and that's, I mean, you sometimes emulate what you've seen in life, or you try to emulate what you don't want to be. Everybody plays a purpose, whether they're there or they're not. And I think it's one of those things where you just kind of, he's probably going through the motions, and, just like everything else, like most people, might do drugs or drink to numb pain, right? Yeah. More than they are to celebrate something. And so in some ways, he may not do physical hard drugs, but shows might be the drug.
Yeah.
He's addicted to that sensation, but is he just numbing the pain of everything else? Because as soon as he's done playing records, he's got to face his reality.
Yeah.
So he's just stuck there, maybe.
And he's probably not the most socially comfortable person.
Inside, but on the surface, what he's showing everybody else, right? Like, I mean, this man's fucking opening sports cards on his free time.
Yeah.
Giving great business, not throwing shade at the sports card world. It's a good business, but at the same time, it's like he's just going and going and going, and he's not, it just seems like he feels very sad or disconnected to the things that he might have value for, but he's not making time for it,
Well,
don't tell Brian we're recording, sir.
Oh, that's connected to the Bluetooth. All right.
So he might not, he just might not value certain things or prioritize them. I think we all get there.
Yeah.
Like, I always have a hard time booking a health checkup, or wanting to go to the dentist or whatever. But that part of that, like, I'll make it there, but I don't value it as much because my parents didn't show value for it.
Yeah.
Right. So like I've inherited some bad habits that I'm like, I wouldn't do this if I had a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No shade to them, but it's just you're evolving. Right? Yeah. I'm sure Brigham has some organic beverages of some sort, or
it's funny that
eats healthy.
He's a chip connoisseur, huh?
No, but I mean, I'm literally in the same
OJ
situation. Whereas I'm raising my son from across the country, just like my father did for me.
Yeah,
the exact same.
That's crazy.
I hate that it's that way. I really wish it wasn't that way. But like you said, he kind of, it's kind of like predestined. It's like it's in your DNA almost.
You've seen it, you've observed it, so it feels comfortable. And like the strongest, I think, relationships and evolutions of generations come from breaking that. In however you want it to be. It doesn't mean it has to be everything. I'm by all means, there's great things that I've inherited from my family, but like being late. My parents do not value being on time. I've waited after basketball practice till it was dark as shit in Van Nuys, and I'm just sitting there like, I know my dad's coming. I don't know when.
Exactly.
I'm gonna go a little more into the school until he's here, right? Play Snake on my Nokia cell phone until he gets here. But then when he gets there, it's like, all right, this is regular.
Yeah.
I get in the car. He hands me a Yoshinoya beef bowl. I'm eating on the way home. So I'm normalized to just grabbing food and eating it while I'm driving. Because that's a safe place for me.
Yeah.
And so, again, trying to break from that. It's that part.
You don't get Yoshinoya anymore?
No, I do all the time.
You got to break that.
No, I know. Trust me. It's not like I get it fucking every I'm not on the rewards program, Joe. I haven't earned a free meal yet. Relax.
Do they have that rewards program?
They do. They have an app.
Oh, shit.
I downloaded it once.
But at least you have the app.
But I had the app. I never used the app.
Yoshinoya is really good though. Like, I'm sorry. Yoshinoya is really good.
There's people
and it's better in Japan.
There's people
You said it's better in Japan?
Yo, the Yoshinoya in Hong Kong does not serve beef bowls. They serve chicken. It's just weird.
That's weird.
Fucking weird. But anyway, yeah, Yoshinoya. But that's because also Arlita, Roscoe and Woodman.
Right there, yep.
Open late. Like, so if I'm coming home late with my pops, he's doing, a showing or a contract signing at whatever time, because my parents never had a sense of this is not the time to work. Well, shit, guess what I'm doing in my life? I'm fucking up till 2 a.m, fucking doing documents, paperwork, and whatever, because it's normal to me.
Yeah.
Versus my girl's like, are you gonna come to bed? Are you gonna sit down and have dinner? Like, I'm dinner at my computer and I'm going. Like,
I'm good. I ate already.
But it'll be like that, and it's because I've observed it my whole life.
Yeah.
But I'm by no means would I change some of those things, but it just feels normal to me.
Well, as you get older, you take the things that worked out, from your parents, and you let go of.
You try.
You try. But getting to when you have kids, you just try and pass on what worked and
the good habits.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would like to when I would see family dinners on TV, I'm like, oh, that looks fun. What's that like? Sitting down for dinner. Yeah. Like, what is that?
Thanksgiving. That's it. I said Thanksgiving is the only time.
That.
Movies.
I've never
but
seen
even Thanksgiving, it's like, we eat at the same time, but we're not eating like in the same rooms or whatever like that. Like we didn't do that until I moved out here to LA with my sister, and we would sit at the same table and eat or whatever. Before in New York, it'd be like, all right, the food is done. and everybody would just go their separate ways, like in their rooms or the TV. Rooms, wherever the TV was. And we watch football.
Y'all see my parents' family dining room. Yeah. You think we eat that? That's just for paperwork. Literally. For mail and paperwork.
Oh, man.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
I'd be in the living room with the TV. They'd be in the breakfast nook. Oh, man. So good.
But to wrap up this Aoki thing, in regards to the shows on the road, I went 4 months with LMFAO, just like a show a day. And no, sometimes 2 shows a day, one time 3 shows a day in 3 different countries. And I think we had 3 days off, like scattered. They were nowhere near each other. And it was one of the most painful experiences in my life. Like there was some fun times, but it was, when I think about that time, I think just exhausting, my eyes burning from not sleeping. So I understand, I don't condone it, but I understand if guys take a liking to drugs or to alleviate the pain or drink more or do a little bit of this and that more, because this shit eats you up and then you become addicted to it. You feel like you may panic if you're not getting shows, and so you got to do more shows, or you got to like continue to do what you're doing because you don't know what tomorrow holds. And maybe, I don't know, maybe to some entertainers like Aoki, millions of dollars isn't enough. You know, they got to get millions more, because if this shit ends tomorrow, what are you going to do? You know?
Shit, when the pandemic hit, I'm sure all these artists had no idea what the fuck they were going to do. They were like, God damn, am I ever going to get to do a show again?
Yeah, and they're thinking, wait, how much am I getting for streaming? Only 10%? What? A penny?
Shit.
So yeah. I mean, it's nothing. Like, I think in conversations with DJs over the years, a lot of them want to be tour DJs. They want to be on the road, and yeah, it's cool when stuff is scattered and you get to enjoy where you're going. And I think for the most part we did, but it's not fun when you're not having fun. It's not fun when it's only fun for the hour and a half of your set when people are going crazy and singing your songs.
That adrenaline.
Yeah, because you get that, but you don't have anything. You are like fucking dead lice up until that point. And then it's boom, it kicks on. Then you have the after party. Then you're back to feeling like shit after that, because you're just tired. And even a day off can't make you feel better. You're just the pain is just so deep inside. But yeah, it's not what it's all cracked up to be for those DJs that want to tour. Especially if you got to do rough and rugged shit. You got to sleep in Motel 6s and do all that. Like, it's not pretty.
Sleeping on tour buses and shit.
Tour buses are all right. You get your own bed. You let the from Houston curtain to whatever, Atlanta, Rocky to sleep. That little ride. You wake up in another city. That's fine. It's when you have to sleep on planes. That's what really sucks. Because it's you even if you knock out for 5 hours to the next stop, it's not real sleep.
You time traveling too. That shit.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you got to deal with that when
no sense of time.
Yeah. So yeah, I told myself when my time comes and music's popping off and I'm popping, like, I'm spreading everything out. There's unless I feel like I'm capable of doing in certain runs, I'm not gonna do 10 shows a week and do like those old days and what Aoki does. Like, until
they started writing those checks, you could be like,
yeah, we'll see.
I'll be there.
That's when you say 10K more, please.
Yeah.
We'll see. At this point, I love being in my bed. I love a comfortable bed. I love a night off. I love getting to a venue or to a city the night before and not having to wake up early. If I can master that and still make a shitload of money doing shows, that would be ideal.
That's the goal right there.
Yeah. Moving on, I had a fun Pepas talk with Phenom, and because I told him, I mentioned Joe Budden had a Pepas segment and it was funny.
I was watching that shit actually.
and it like, basically, not that Joe Budden is like a gatekeeper or like the man on top, but he's killing it in his genre, in his world. And for Pepas to cross over and have that be a conversation to millions of viewers, that's quite an achievement.
The cultural ambassador.
Yeah, he is a cultural ambassador. Thank you. So I started talking with Phenom, and then he got into. He told me you got to get into. Well, he said you got to. Well, I asked him about Guaracha music, and he said there is a crazy history behind. Are you familiar with the history of Guaracha?
I think you're stereotyping me.
Are you familiar with the history of Guaracha?
I feel like I should have asked Ralph first.
You're Dominican.
You sit there. I don't know why niggas think I'm Dominican.
All right. So he said it's a really cool story. You got to hit up Vlatz. I hit up Vlatz. I said, yo, I need to know the history behind this. School
Is that
me.
his response?
This is his response. But
God.
it is an entertaining response.
Holy shit.
No, I'm not validating the content. I'm just saying, it looks like your ex-girlfriend hit you up to say,
Oh yeah.
And I just responded.
why you guys broke up.
And I just responded, okay, cool.
You ain't shit.
He said, okay,
Hold up
thank
before
you.
the cameras look good. That's
Good
his
Lord.
Bruh.
response.
Oh my God. That's the one that says click for more.
Yeah, right? The little button at the bottom.
Yeah.
The little arrow.
Oh my
shit.
God.
So this is Vlatz. Respond. Vlatz is videographer for DJcity, a contributor. He's heavy in the Latin side of
Did he
DJcity
text it in
Latino.
Spanish or
English, in great English too.
translator?
Yeah.
Punctuation and
No,
everything.
I
huh?
told Phenom, I said, yo, I'm impressed with his English translation, not
Have you
for
seen
nothing.
Google Translate?
He said, no, he went to an American college, or he studied American, whatever. All right. So
No diss to blast.
It's like whatever.
I'm just trying to get this move.
Yeah.
All right. So he said, I said, school me in text. He said, oh yeah, man, Guaracha or Zapateo or Aletio. It started as a music played in after parties in Colombia. It focused not on drinking, but on consuming a new drug they called 2CB, also known as Tusi. It was very popular, and only poor people started going to these parties and consuming it. That's why this genre is still a stigma in Colombia. People can be very classist there, and in some areas like art and music, but that's another story. So when I was there in 2015, I was DJing at Bogota for about 2 to 3 years, and people were always inviting me to go see these secret, to go to these secret and illegal after parties. I ended up going with a nightclub owner. You needed to know someone or be a part of a circle to get in. So I finally saw what Guaracha was about. During my sets, people were always asking if I was going to mix some Guaracha music, and I always refused because I felt the same way everyone else was feeling about it, like it was ghetto music. But then on those secret parties, on those secret after parties, I saw people were partying from 2 a.m. to 8 a.m. I saw the potential. I remember I went home and started working on deconstructing the Guaracha beat. He said he's a drummer, so the percussions made him curious. I even made a bootleg of Mi Gente, J Balvin, Guaracha version back then. Again, 2015. There was one guy, Fumarato. He was capitalizing all the movement, making mixes and putting them on YouTube, even putting his name on songs that weren't his. And he started to get attention. I remember he started playing in the biggest strip clubs in Bogota, charging a lot of money. So eventually drug dealers also started calling him to DJ for their parties. And there was a big opportunity for girls to DJ too. I would say there were more girls DJing Guaracha than men. So Fumarato's videos started gaining a lot of views. Even his SoundCloud tracks were doing really well until some guy called Victor Cardenas, who you guys have seen in some of these recent songs, released a song called Baila Conmigo. Now, I'm going to step away from this text. Baila Conmigo is known as Davy's song, Dayvi.
Oh, yeah.
Victor didn't, yeah, that song.
Mm-hmm.
Victor didn't receive, I think he got credit on it, but you don't see his name in the title. But Victor is behind that song. So until some guy called Victor Cardenas released a song called Baile Conmigo, that changed the genre and validated all the producers who were making Guaracha. Even Jennifer Lopez made a remix of that song. It was crazy. J Balvin shared it on his Instagram. It was played in Tomorrowland, and Tiesto made a remix of it and played it at a Formula One race. After that, the genre has evolved so much from being super discriminated genre in Colombia to being played every week with another Victor Cardenas song, Pepas. It still is frowned upon in Colombia, but people like it here in the States a lot now. And I think it was And I think that is wild. I don't know if that scene still exists in Colombia after the pandemic, but I'm happy to see young Colombian music producers making his hits. Phenom also told me record labels steered away from Guaracha because it was so heavy in the drug game. They didn't want to be mixed in with that stuff.
So is hip hop.
Yeah, I'm like, what?
I don't know. I don't know Colombian business. It seems like it's a lot more serious out there than maybe America. I could be wrong. Yeah. But it's just crazy how it's like this all started in Colombian after parties and drug dealers and secret parties, and now it's like I see Guaracha edits all the time on DJcity now, and it's fun. Like when I hear a hip hop song, maybe because I'm conditioned, I can connect it to like drug dealers, right? Because that's just what pushed the bass. Basically, to me, when I hear bass, not all bass, but in hip hop, it has a long connection with drugs and the hip hop culture. I don't hear that when I hear these synths go off, you know, like, cause I don't know the Colombian culture, but it's just crazy. These 128 tempo songs are connected to drugs.
Drugs.
So yeah.
Why do kids do drugs? Cause they're awesome.
Because they're awesome. And it made me, with Pepas coming out, what we were going to talk about last week, or what I wanted to talk about, anytime you have a hit, let's just take a big picture. You have a hit like Pepas, Mi Gente, even American hits. You just have a flow of producers trying to do something like that. Remember, Mi Gente came out, and then Aoki put out Jaleo. He put out a song with Nicky Jams that's basically like Mi Gente. And then Snake put out his hit, Turn Down for What, and then
everyone tries to follow the wave.
Yeah, and it just made me think, like, how many guys are gonna put out a hit or try and do something like Pepas? You know, like Tiesto's gonna be on it, Aoki's gonna be on it. Like, they're all gonna try, and I think they have to know this isn't gonna be as big or bigger than Pepas, but it's something for the now. It's something to keep me relevant and something to get me to the next Tomorrowland booking, or not that they relying on that, because Aoki and Tiesto will always be fine. But I think for a lot of guys, it's like, this is how we stay relevant. We latch on to these Mi Gente beats or these styles and just continue. And I'm not mad at the game. You got to do what you got to do, right? And then somewhere in there, you sprinkle something that's a little bit closer to what your sound is.
Well, and really quickly, you have another record to mix into that record.
Yeah.
Or like put together, right? So everybody's just waiting for that next thing to keep that energy. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to be Uber. You could be fucking Lyft. So
yeah,
facts.
And then if you're smart like Tiesto, you put out a record with Karol G and Selena. Oh no, you remix the Selena Gomez track. But yeah, it all connects in your sets, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting stuff.
Didn't Farruko put out another record that sounded like it, or
so
like
that's the thing?
Follow-up?
Yeah. So he's got the new one. It's the same formula, and you had to have seen that one come to. Ooh, that one worked. Let me try another one. But again, back to the Victor Cardenas song guy. Him and I Am Chino were really the masterminds behind Pepas. Again, Farouk Victor didn't get was behind Baile Conmigo. Didn't get credit on the surface, but he had this idea, took it to Chino. Chino knows how to arrange songs. This is what was told to me. So, and then they presented it to Farruko. And Farruko's got a hit for life, and now Victor's on the next. And now Victor's credited on this one.
Nice.
On this newer version of Pepas, a 2.0. But yeah, man. Very interesting history behind genre in these songs.
Indeed.
The Latin scene is going crazy, man.
Yeah, speaking of thieves.
Segue.
Can we make a clip of this? With the video? The video has to be in there.
Maybe not yet.
We can't show you setting the illegal screen?
Legally.
Okay.
By the time this airs, we probably could.
I mean, maybe. Yeah, we'll see.
Maybe we'll talk about it, and then we'll give a visual clip for our...
We could do a reenactment. We could do
an animation.
That shit would be fucking hilarious.
You should do it.
No, so last night I was here at the shop, and we had today is Tuesday. No, today's Wednesday. So then Tuesday. So then Saturday and Sunday, we had a kid who was in here, and we caught him on camera stealing some items. It was like something like 13 items across the 2 days. We hadn't caught onto him until the second day. So we got all the footage. We had filed a police report on Saturday. I'm sorry, on Sunday night. And then in my head, I'm like, we didn't really question him on the way out. Because we didn't have like real evidence. You got to have like proof, when people do stuff. So we didn't really have proof when he walked out. And so he kind of just left. And then I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, on Monday, I'm like, this guy might come back. Like, he might be dumb enough to come back.
Because he got away with it.
Because he got away with it. He thinks he got away with it. And then surely enough, I'm like handling a delivery. It's like the last 30 minutes of the night. And and I get a phone call from my staff who's at the front of the store, and I'm at the back of the store. So I'm thinking to myself, like, why is she calling me? Like, I'm right here. She could just come up. She should just come over here and talk to me. And then I send her to voicemail, calls me again. Something wrong? And so I send my employee that's helping with this delivery. I'm like, yo, can you check on, can you check on her? And then he comes back. He's like, yo, the guy that we caught stealing is here. And I'm like, okay. So I said, act like you don't know nothing. So I walk past the store, like from the back to the front of the store. I get a good look at both people. It's the same kid plus a partner. So I get a good look at the kid. I confirm it's him. I go outside and I get on the phone with Burbank PD. I'm on the phone with Burbank PD, and they don't give a fuck unless it's an emergency. So they're like, can I put you on hold? And I'm like, okay. Like, thinking to myself, like, all right. And then they put me on hold for a minute, and I just hang up and I call again. And then when I called again, the guy's like, do you have an emergency? I was like, yes. I'm like, the kid that I caught stealing, whatever amount, call it $1,500, $2,000 worth of stuff. Like which is a really key part of this, because after 2K, it's grand theft. Yeah. Grand theft. And so I'm on the phone, I'm explaining everything, and then it felt like they weren't really like caring, because Burbank PD doesn't play. Like they will show up wherever they need to show up in a heartbeat, right?
Because they ain't got shit else to do.
Right. Well,
and it's not the biggest city.
It's just not. Yeah, it's not like huge. So I'm on the phone. The guy asked me, he's like, do you see him stealing anything now? I'm like, I don't see anything really. And then I'm describing the two kids. And then I got to describe myself. I got to describe my staff, so that if they pull up, they know who's who.
They don't shoot the wrong person.
Well, hopefully no shooting.
Or tase.
Exactly.
Right. So I'm explaining the whole situation. And then I see the guy literally stuff a hoodie into his pants.
Yeah.
Yes.
So like, yo, he stole something.
Now
right? And then at that point, it kind of felt like, okay, we're like, he's like, okay, we're sending, what are you wearing? We're getting to this and that. And then it still didn't feel like people were coming. And then I saw a cop car pull up on the opposite side. And I'm thinking, all right, hopefully they're coming from this side. There's a FedEx truck covering the alley, so I know they're not coming this way. And then I look, and then the guy starts to kind of feel the pressure, because my staff member, she was like, first of all, not very subtle about like being like, she
had the camera in his face.
Yeah, like,
he got you.
Yeah, she was not very subtle at all. And I'm thinking to myself, like, stop, like, like I want them to just think that they can just do whatever.
Away with it, yeah.
And then the guy, I think, just felt the pressure. He had two other items that it looked like he wanted to get into his
trousers.
Sure. So he puts those two down, and then he walks towards the front. Little does he know, I've been chilling in the front the whole time, just observing. And I'm literally like just waiting for him. So I meet him at the door, and I basically you guys saw in the video, but like I hold him at the door, and I have the phone in my hand. I'm still talking to the dispatcher, and hypothetically, there's so many things that were going through my head, right?
Yeah.
First of all, I'll fuck you up. Because I got it in me.
That's what I was waiting for.
Because I got it in me.
Here comes that combo.
But in my head, there's two major factors here. Number one was the legal route, which is if I fucking take this kid out, I'm going to get a lawsuit of some sort.
Yeah.
That's number one. Number two is I don't know if he's got a gun. Melrose has been a little active lately, and our type of business is the most active.
Yeah.
I'm not going to punch a kid that hypothetically could take me out, and this fucking hoodie's not worth it for me.
Yeah, true.
So we all saw why I don't play football. Because he got right by me after a tussle.
A little swim move.
The quarterback's got to get rid of it.
Look, we were at the line of scrimmage.
You had him. The quarterback's got to throw it.
You did. Get rid of it. Well, technically, the quarterback's got 4 seconds to get the ball out of his fucking hands.
He got 4 seconds.
Right?
Listen. I didn't put the phone down. If I would have put the phone down, then I would have went for the tackle.
You would have had him.
At the same time, in my head, again, I don't know the legal rights and this and that, which I found out later what they are. I'm not going to give it up because that's my playbook now. But so we had a little tussle at the door, and because of that tussle, he then now is able to be charged for robbery because he fought past me after I've tried to reclaim my
So
my
what if
property.
he just like calmed down and just tried walking around you?
So if he just walked out,
if he did he said,
Here's the part I forgot to tell you guys. This was the most polite thief I've ever met in my life. And I'm like, either he's polite or he just aged me because he goes, "Sir, what are you doing?" He goes, "Sir." And I'm like,
"You can't touch me."
He's like, "Sir," he's like, "Sir, you need to let me go." I say, you need to take the fucking hoodie out your fucking pants. He goes, "I don't have a hoodie, sir." Like, what's with the sirs, man? I'm just like,
although I appreciate your politeness, I cannot allow you to go past me.
Real
Mike is cursing at his ass and shit.
We're having conversations with commas and periods. So I'm just like, no. I'm like, bro, you need to put that shit down. And then he goes, "Why?" And I go, "Because the fucking cops are here and you're gonna get fucking taken, you dumb idiot."
What you mean, why?
Like,
because you didn't pay for it, you dumbass.
It was an $1,100 sweatshirt. And so I'm like, bro, you're about to get caught. He's like, no. And then he like swipes by me, which whatever. I was like, I had already seen the cop car on the side.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, this dude's done. But then, I gave him my 6 like little.
You took off.
Yeah.
I had a nice little start.
Were you wearing those?
Yeah, I was wearing these. We're comfortable.
I said, I gotta see what, because when we saw the video, we noticed the dude was in slides.
Yeah.
And I said, we gotta see what Mike got on his feet first, right? Because then when I saw those, I said, oh, we might have a problem because we all know Mike's athletic. So I'm like, shit.
Yeah. No, but you don't see how quickly the distance separated. That's why. It don't even look. It's not a frame. I look good at the line.
They came off strong off the line.
If he's going deep,
we
came
good. We were good off the line. After the 6 steps and he hit a right, I was like, oh, that distance is different. I'm gonna let him go. But then. So he, instead of running down, I think he saw the cop car down the street. So then he cuts across the street and then into the small neighborhood. And then I hadn't seen where he went after that because at that point, a fucking cop car pulls up across the street in front of the shop. Guys with the flashlight. He's like, "What's up?" I'm like, "He's over there." And then the other guy, we have him literally locked in the store. And so he takes off. Guy takes off. They end up catching him. And then, surely enough, $1,000 crew neck. We retrieve it. And then because of that whole thing, we were able to charge him, or we're going to charge him. And then the other guy, he was here and got arrested 4 months ago for the same thing.
Jesus.
And you couldn't recognize him because of the mask?
Mask, hoodie.
Yeah.
Literally his fucking grimy ass champion slides were the take. Like, oh, he came back and fucking wore the same outfit 3 times.
Why are these kids wearing slides when they have the potential of being on feet?
Because they feel like they've already gotten away with it, so they think they're like, oh, it's not gonna be an issue.
Right.
They don't think they're gonna have to make a run for it.
I had a heart to heart.
Worst case, you
No, never mind. I'm not gonna give the how to steal.
Don't give the game away.
Right? Yeah.
Listen,
Patreon.
I don't
we different. We different.
Put it on Patreon.
Yeah, come on, man.
You get your money back.
I got you.
just call Patreon scam like that.
Oh my goodness.
I don't kill. I steal.
Yeah. So and then the other guy, we locked him in, and I had a heart to heart with him, and I just looked at him. I didn't know if he was Hispanic or I couldn't really tell his race. I think he was Hispanic, and I'm talking to him like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, you're not stealing from Foot Locker. I'm not condoning that, but like, that's a big corporate company. You never know. You're never gonna meet the guy that you steal from. But like, I'm fucking right in front of you. You're taking my money. Mm-hmm. Like, what the fuck? Do you need help? Are you living on the streets? What's your deal? Mm-hmm. His only response to me at the entire time was, I like to make money. I said, well, make your money the right fucking way.
Nikki, I got a job application for you.
No, I don't. Not on that resume.
But see, that back to the social media thing. That's the problem. Because of what they see, what they influenced by. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
How old were these kids? Do you know? Like, if you had to guess.
Early 20s.
So they were over 21, you would think.
That.
Yeah.
I thought he was younger from the other times I had seen him on video.
Yeah.
And then when I actually saw him, you could tell you could just tell, when someone's kind of like taking a beating from like being outside and like, like their skin is just super dry. And I'm just like, damn, bro, like, I'm like, this isn't the way. And then they got caught on film stealing from another store, which is also why I know them. Like, they got caught on, I should say on video, captured on video, but they didn't get caught. So now this guy's been arrested twice for grand theft.
Damn.
And the other cat, I don't know if he's the same guy that he came with the first time, but he fits the description and probably is the same guy.
Mm.
This is off the top, it probably sounds stupid, but what would it be to you if every person that walked through that door, you told them to pull their mask down and you take a picture of them?
That would be aggressive.
Can you imagine walking in the store? Excuse me, can I take a picture of you? No, nigga, you can't take no picture of me.
No, I get what you're saying. Yeah. I get where you're coming from. I would just, flip that on how would you feel if you had to do that to go into a retail business? Yeah. I would probably be, depending on your level of Karen, like,
I'm a minority.
Like,
I care.
A level of Karen?
Karen.
Oh,
Karen.
I was like, Karen?
No, Karen. Not caring. Right. Karen. But like, you'd be like, nah, and I hate to say this, but like, are you going to ask everybody or are you going to ask some people?
Yeah.
And at that point, am I about to have that conversation with my staff? Yeah. No. Like, but at the same time, there's certain things that would come as what I would consider common sense, but I have 8-9 years of experience in retail. So like if someone who's younger might not smell well and is wearing a oversized hoodie and sweats in 93-degree weather in the daytime would be a red flag.
Or maybe he's losing weight. Yeah.
I'd be the one at the counter, like, damn, my nigga, you not hot in that shit? I would definitely point his ass out. Like, shit.
But it was I'm not going to throw my staff in the bus, but there's a lot of things that we as a company learned in regards to theft prevention that will be in place immediately. But this has been a thing forever. Like, I've had.
Let me stand at the door for you.
Oh, I would love for you to stand.
Yeah, don't worry. I'll put the security guard jacket on.
Shout out to
the
Alex.
World, Craig. The world.
Or maybe I shouldn't say Alex his name, but like he hit me. He was like, "Just have a gun." I said, "Can I draw it?" He's like, "Hold on, let me find out."
I
said, "Burbank is Texas." It's so many words.
It's the Wild Wild West out this bitch, bro. I'm telling you, just so you're pointing
about it's wild out here.
It's
Trumpy
crazy.
set up like 3 blocks away from me.
Oh shit!
I'm telling you. He's giving me certain rights, and I said, bro, like I'm out here, at nighttime, and I get paid in cash and shit. I'm like, I'm not about to get caught up like that. And he was just like, hey, this is what you should do. This.
Yeah.
I said, cool.
Yeah,
that's all I need to know.
Just a refresher on the rights that we have as human beings.
I like that you guys locked the other guy in. I think that's a pretty smooth move because once he can't do anything, you're stuck.
You'd have to break through the door. Yeah.
And you're not gonna break.
Can you imagine?
Like they're not built to break shit. They're just built to. They just want to steal.
He wasn't as athletic as the other guy.
He tried to do it, and it just.
That would be
Oh
some
my
dude
God.
He starts revving his feet.
He said if you try to run to the door.
Run through the door because it's glass. He's like, I can run through the glass.
All right.
But then all of a sudden,
Not
it's just-
those
Yeah.
doors.
We got a strong glass.
That's
Yeah,
a
you're not
strong
making
glass.
it.
Yeah.
Not gonna make it.
Oh
We
man.
see.
Grab a Supreme trash
That's what
can.
I'm trying to
Try
tell
to
you,
throw
man.
it through.
We need to do a reenactment, man. We
I have
can
a,
go
I have
all
a
kinds
replay
ways
video
with
of
this
somebody
shit.
throwing a brick and it just bouncing off like a basketball off the glass.
Shit, we got replay. We got replay of somebody's wife walking into a glass store.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Oh, the anniversary's coming up.
I was like, yo,
1 year is almost
I
here.
think I asked Mike, I was like, yo, y'all gonna do a slideshow for their wedding? Because that definitely needs to go on.
The montage.
I forgot that.
Oh man.
I forgot
Yeah,
that.
man.
happened.
But I'm glad you caught him. You know, you guys retrieved your items and shit like that, right?
Would,
Yeah.
would you post at some point? Would you post that video on the feed just to let robbers know, like, you know, we don't play here?
Because it's from other times that we've gotten caught up, and you guys can, I don't know, test to the streets, but like once people know they could get you, they're gonna come get you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like they'll try to like, I mean, yeah, given we caught them, but like, would we have caught them if I wasn't there?
Yeah.
I don't know that. And my schedule, my weekly schedule, I usually go pick up my girl from work because she doesn't drive. Normally, I would have been picking her up at that time on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I specifically, I have a lot of new projects on my plate this month. So I specifically said, oh, I need to focus. I'm gonna focus on work. So let me take one day off the picking you up. Yesterday was the first day.
Mhm.
And if I wasn't there, I don't know if they would have got caught.
Oh shit. What happens to the pieces that they try to steal? Does it like lose value or anything like that in it or anything?
No, they didn't
No.
wear it. It's-
Huh?
you
He's
gotta
like, it goes up
sanitize
in value.
You gotta sanitize it.
Yeah, that's what I was
Instead of
saying.
giving you a barcode.
Right.
You know, but that's about it. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy.
Oh shit.
Rel, did you have anything from your weekends you wanted
Oh,
to
man,
share?
my weekend was light actually. Believe it or not.
Anything?
What did I
crazy?
do this weekend?
You gotta check your assistant.
I was in Atlanta and Houston.
Yeah,
As well.
this fool was
Oh
in
yeah,
Houston.
what was going on out there? Well, I mean, I know you can't give details, but anything jump out?
I mean, I just having business meetings.
Yeah.
Atlanta was, man, I'll say this. I don't know Atlanta very well, but like I stayed in a different neighborhood than I did the first time.
Decatur.
It's a very different experience. Like those neighborhoods change quick.
Oh yeah.
I hit the wrong corner.
Uh-huh.
Well, no, when I went there the first time, I stayed downtown, and I'm thinking like, oh, I'll stay at the Ritz-Carlton, like that's just nice, you know, like whatever, right? That shit is in like it's the first. It's like staying at the Luxor for a visual. Like it's the
shit.
first hotel
Jesus.
on the strip,
Mm-hmm.
and then obviously off the strip it's fucking desert. Over here off the main street is a really dark park. Like I was like, yo, I'm not walking that way. I'm walking this way. And downtown is like another downtown. Like it's just different. And then this time I stayed in Midtown, and
Different.
just white people walking their dogs at like 10 o'clock at night. I'm like,
Oh,
this
look
is
at
a
him.
different neighborhood.
Yeah.
The
I'm like,
fuck?
I would not see that on that side.
How far are they apart from each other?
Not that far.
Mm.
I mean, it might have been like 5-minute drive.
Oh shit.
10-minute drive.
You must have been by the mall.
Bro, no, because I was looking.
Lennox?
Huh?
Yeah.
The Lennox
that's
Mall?
what I was saying.
Oh, Lennox is
Or
hot right now.
Phipps.
That's where it's bad right now.
Yeah, or Phipps, one of them.
Well, yeah, everything out there is kind of getting a little rough, like in certain areas. But I got to experience a bunch of different neighborhoods. I have a really close relationship with 2 Chainz, so I went to his venues.
Venues.
Yeah, he owns multiple buildings. Actually, every business he has, he owns the land. So
Oh.
that's something people don't really understand.
Yeah.
And so
McDonald's.
yeah, he's very intelligent about his business. He's partnered with this successful entrepreneur woman, Snoop, She runs Dillard Hospitality Group, and I think they have like something like 9 restaurants in Atlanta. Esco Seafood, Esco Bar Restaurant. They have that chain. They have 2 locations that are the restaurant. One is the seafood restaurant, and it's all got that like fun bar vibe. It was funny because I told Chu Chan something. This reminds me of San Diego. He goes, man, he's like, bro, he's like, that's exactly what this is, you know? Like, but it's in this area called Edgewood, which is like, like in the car, in the venue, in the car, out the city. Like,
lock the doors.
Quick.
Everybody got straps.
Yes.
It's Atlanta.
So, yeah, no, everybody's. But his staff, super hospitable. They took care of me. They knew I was at a place. So like, they like, you know, walked me around, and it was cool. And so I got to check out most of his spots, and great food, great spots. And
yeah.
So we're trying to work on something. But yeah, that's why I was in Atlanta. And then I shot out to Houston, DJ Fawn, all the hospitality. Shout out to Fawn.
Yeah. I was with Fawn last night, actually.
Oh yeah, he was at Bootsy, right?
Bootsy with him and Pheno.
So yeah, he's in town now. He and I are working on something potentially to do in Houston. So we took a bunch of meetings, and then he took me to Kiss. Oh, we met. I saw Playing Skills. They were in town.
Really?
Yeah, linked up with them. They had an event that was sponsored by Buchanan's, of course, and they had Skills was DJing. It was popping. Cool little like mini
I miss
festival.
those guys.
Nice.
Yeah, no, it was great to see them.
I haven't seen them in years.
Yeah, it was really great to see them. They were surprised. So like, you know, we chopped it up. And then went to dinner to this place called Kiss. Yo, that shit is dope. It's like this upscale experience, but the playlist is like Sadiq. Like just full vibes and R&B and just a good experience, really high level menu.
Yeah.
And so that's one of the properties by the Clay
in Houston,
Group.
right?
Yes. Yeah. And then
Oh.
Oh, Mickey came to the Dime. He came to check me out at the Dime on Friday.
I did go to the Dime.
Yeah, you did see that. That's right.
I was outside.
Did you go out with your girlfriend?
Yes. Me and Cecilia stopped by. We went to the Viola. We got to meet our childhood hero,
Allen Iverson.
Oh, you met him?
Yeah, at the Viola event.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was the one Night Train was DJing?
Yeah.
Yes.
What was that event for?
He launched a collaboration strain with Viola.
Got it.
The strain, they said, is the closest flavor to Dom P, which is the only way he would do it, apparently, because he likes Dom P. But,
okay.
So that's what that's
strain close to Dom P.
Right.
Okay.
We
could just give you any strain, call it Dom
right.
P.
Exactly.
What'd you tell Allen Iverson when you met? Man, fan since day one.
No, it was a really quick interaction for us. It was kind of like just like, hey, this is, you know, blah blah blah, and it wasn't like very personable. But I'm, you know, one day there'll be like
have that conversation.
Did you wear your Iversons?
Absolutely.
Yeah. See.
What
was he wearing? Was he wearing his own shoes?
No, I think he was wearing some designer
shit. Yeah.
Him and Al Harrington were both pretty and designered out.
Al Harrington is one of the owners of Viola, right?
He's the owner. He's CEO and owner.
Oh, okay.
So there's like this whole
partnership. Yeah.
I mean, it's an interesting thing, which kind of brings up this other topic that I was going to ask you about. You know, as a my local cannabis connoisseur friend.
Take it. Y'all see me? Y'all come to LA, come talk to me.
So Al Harrington has had Viola for a long time. He's been head of the game for a long time. And then there's this whole like, oh, Jay-Z just hired the first black CEO in cannabis like part, right? And we're just like, you know, my friends, one of my close friends, Steph, who is the VP over at Viola, she does an amazing job. And, you know, she's always trying to push to have people educated that like they've been doing this forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so like Al's getting slighted by the media, right? If he's not in the conversation of a black CEO running in cannabis.
Yeah.
That's number one. Number two is, and this was what I was going to ask you about, Justin Bieber dropped a pre-roll collab with a company I believe called Palms, which is like a more upscale experience as far as packaging and different things going on. And so number one, do you care about smoking Justin Bieber's weed?
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to
I'll
it.
try it.
Yeah, I would try it. I'm not gonna say like what because he's a white boy from wherever that he don't have a good product. Like I'm not gonna say that. I don't know what he does on soft time. He probably is a connoisseur himself in the marijuana.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah, behind the scenes. Like he just doesn't. What you call it? I think it's dope because now marijuana, especially in LA, is starting to make a what am I looking for? It's starting to make it has a positive approach or a positive look and for the masses as opposed to it always used to be like, oh, only people from the hood smoke weed and it's such a it had a negative narrative to it.
Sure.
But now that it's getting what you call it, and this is just gonna cross over now. Like, what I mean? What? Justin Bieber's got a pre-roll? Okay.
Right.
So what's interesting about that is that Steph brought awareness to is when they did posts with Allen for their event and their strain and their things going on, damn near every post has been deleted. Or the company that carries Justin Bieber's strain collab, their account's been suspended or deleted because of their post regarding cannabis.
On social media. Yeah, social media cancels. It's been closing everybody's. For the most, to my knowledge, anything that has to do with like any type of like cannabis, drugs, or anything like that, they shut it down.
Yeah. So how long does Justin Bieber's post live?
I don't know. I mean,
or does it get treated differently?
It probably gets treated differently.
You saying it's still up now?
I'm sure it is.
I think it gets treated differently. But what was Justin Bieber's approach to it? Is he aware that these other companies their posts have been getting put down?
Oh, and I'm sure he's not aware of anything.
Well, or his people who are are they aware of that? And then their approach is like, listen, we have this business. It's whatever, blah, blah, blah. We're going to post about it. We want to, you know what I mean?
That's a good
Maybe
question.
we could work out a deal with you guys and some shit like that you don't suspend our account for it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how that works. I don't know how they go about it. It's just something I observed. But I mean, Palms does come off as similar to Jay's brand, right? Monogram. Yeah. Like it's super upscale. Packaging is crazy. The experience is crazy. It's still the same weed probably, but it's just getting sold to you in a different manner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I could imagine someone like Justin Bieber or Jay would be like, okay, if you're going to shut down my post, I'll just go to somewhere else and post it. Sure. You know that people are going to follow me over there. So it's
post on Twitter.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So IG would just be doing
Jack's got a good relationship.
They would just be doing themselves a disservice if they didn't work out and negotiate out a deal with them just to keep their posts up there. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I'm curious. I'm curious to see what Justin Bieber's product would be. I'll be down to try it.
Peaches.
If it's trash,
we're gonna let you know.
We're gonna let you know.
It won't be trash. There's no, I don't think.
Listen, let me in my experience with a lot of these upscale strands and products and whatnot, it's just the packaging, the presentation is just what it is. Like the actual strand, it's not that much different or even better than some of the like local spots, quote unquote, the mom and pop spots that you can get your products from out here in LA. You know what I mean? Because a lot of these places, it's not manufactured on such a larger scale. These smaller shops get their shit straight from the grower. They have personal relationships with their growers. You know what I mean? And they know where their product's coming from. They know how the product is being treated. Like these upscale products will be like, oh, our stuff is vegan or it's organic.
No pesticides
and shit. Like, okay, how do you know that?
Vegan weed?
Would I smoke vegan weed?
No, is there vegan? There's vegan weed.
Yeah, I think there is. Yeah,
well at least edibles. For sure.
Edibles. I should say. Yeah.
But what are they using that's not vegan?
Organic, I think is what.
Oh well, usually like butter.
Oh, they do.
Dairy.
Yeah.
Oh, so
they use dairy in weed.
Well, I mean, like for edibles.
Yeah.
I understand that, but.
Well, I mean, I don't know. If you're as a listener, you can go check out Group Chat Podcast. They had one of the representatives of Palms on there explaining everything, but they're just talking about how it has a higher THC level because it was grown indoors and it was done a certain way.
That's what I like to hear.
And so it's supposed to be an elevated experience.
Nice. Did you say do you remember what percentage THC?
Not at all. But they did 3 different strains: sativa, indica, and then hybrid. Yeah.
So we gonna see.
We gonna see.
Speaking of group
chat,
chat,
it's a pre-roll, so I can light it up. So
hey,
Let's go.
Still ain't gonna buy it.
Speaking of group chat, did you see D was here?
When, right now?
He was getting his haircut when you walked in.
Oh, that's who was listening.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I converted him. He actually comes to the Valley now.
Yeah, I was like, he got here early, and I said, "Oh, I don't think Mickey's here." He's like, "Oh, I'm not here for Mickey. I'm here to get my haircut." I was like, "Oh, you're here for the other guy. All right."
For the other guy. Here every week. You still don't know this nigga's name.
No, Grady. Shout out to Grady. He did a good job. I'm here last couple weeks.
He here before Mike and after Mike. Boy, that boy is working.
Oh, yeah.
Few more things. I'm going to be at Church Bar in a few weeks in El Paso. Shout out to Jason Craig,
Yes, sir.
the man behind the Flyers, MikiDZ Flyers. He's a good friend of the show. So I just want to make sure to let people know about that. You got anything coming up in a couple weeks? Maybe not this weekend, but the weekend after.
I don't know. I can't. I have a bad memory. I would have to look at.
Mickey DJing anywhere?
Definitely not.
Sean DJing anywhere?
Mm-mm.
When do you get back to DJing?
What you mean?
Where are you DJing?
What you mean?
Where are you DJing?
Hey, man,
that's a pretty straightforward question. We keep asking you what you mean. Like,
It's like you asked him if he's vaccinated. He's like, that's a personal decision.
Actually,
It's like he's in front of Congress.
I just got mine.
I'm sorry, can you elaborate on that question?
That's a personal question.
When you gonna DJ again?
Hey man, when you let me open for you, nigga.
Ooh, talk to
You
him.
know I don't DJ in LA.
Hey, let's. Hey,
You
tell,
know-
No, you DJ in LA this week? Oh no, Riverside, huh?
Riverside, yeah.
tell him I'll fly myself.
That ain't LA.
out.
That's not.
in LA. Greater.
You gotta go out of state.
You should go to different
It is
county.
it is in another world.
What date is that?
Friday.
This Friday?
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm gonna have a brunch with your brother.
I was gonna say. I think I'm due to go see him on Sunday.
Yeah.
We go play tennis every other Sunday.
Yeah.
Fire.
And shout out to Zach Salmon. He is pregnant. So
Yeah, congrats. I saw that.
That's big. And he announced it right before Instagram shut down. So it's like-
That's why I shut down.
No
Zach shut
engagement?
down.
yeah, he shut it down. Shit. I mean, it's not like you were promoting a club or anything. So it's like if you saw it, you saw it. And anything else? We had Globalization. We had Rhino and
Party with Jay.
Party with Jay. Yeah, both sets were dope. Shout out to those guys. And this week we have got Tony Clark and myself.
Tony
Clark from Boston.
Yep.
Big night.
Big night.
And I think that is it for us.
Yes.
Episode 99 in the books.
Peace.
See ya 100.